Judge Daniel Thulare today ruled that the original inquest into the death of Muslim Cleric and anti-apartheid activist Imam Abdullah Haron be overturned. Thulare read out sections of his 101-page findings, focusing on the injuries of the Imam's body. The request of 1970 found that no one could be held accountable for the Imam's death after his 123-day detention. But Thulare ruled all the special branch police members involved in his case were guilty of the Imam's murder as a result of torture. SABC News reporter Mariska Botha spoke to the late Imam's son.
We are standing outside the Cape Town High Court where history was literally rewritten this morning after the judgment of Judge Daniel Thulare overturning the 1970 inquest into the death into Imam Abdullah Haron, finding that he did not die because of a heart attack after falling down a flight of stairs, but indeed because he was tortured almost daily for 123 days at the hands of the security police of the apartheid government. To speak to us now briefly about the family's feeling, we have Professor Muhammad Haron, the son of the late Imam Haron. Professor, many thanks for your time. We know this is a big family moment for you. We spoke to you briefly in court, but could you just maybe take us through the moment you heard those words from Judge Thulare that indeed what you have always believed is true, he confirmed it. What was the sentiment of the family?
Well, I think basically we were emotionally touched. It comforted us because after all, it was something that we always believed but was not recorded. It wasn't sort of legally, there was no legal outcome that basically demonstrated that. And so having listened to the judge, I think we just felt whatever we had believed and whatever we basically in a sense argued for has now been confirmed. And it also was a situation in which now we can argue that the records basically can demonstrate otherwise.
And you've always said you're doing this to give hope to others.
No, indeed. Of course, we are basically in this situation and we also know that there are many others who are victims of the system, and some of them are, as we speak, in the queue waiting for their inquest to be reopened. And so now that the judge has given his findings, which is very positive for us as a family, but for us as a community as well, I think they can also look forward to something similar, because I think all of the cases have the same strand in a sense that whoever of their family members were murdered by the apartheid system, and I think we also have to bring comfort to them as well. So we all stand together in this.
And maybe just to hear that your father was exceptionally brave given the amount of torture and depravity that was visited upon him. That must bring some solace to know that he was a very brave man indeed.
No, indeed, brave he was. I think nobody can withstand any torture the way he did. And from what had been described, I think just the way the judge unpacked the different sort of weeks and the days, I think it just no one can keep tears, within. You basically have to express your disgust at what some people did, inhuman acts that you wouldn't want to do to anyone who even is your enemy. And so in this regard, of course, his bravery basically stands out for several reasons. One, that he never divulged his networks. He never informed anybody about who basically was part of that network. And of course, the security branch tried their best to extract whatever they could. And as you might have read in the previous inquest, they tried to do so. He wrote something, but he basically did that just to take them off track. And when they realized that he lied to them, of course, they became more fierce, so to speak, in their torture. And I think that's part of the reason they were angry at his non-cooperation. But of course, his more concern was that you cannot basically divulge anybody who strove and was striving for justice at the time.